Hey everybody, it's Jax again from my Popcorn Review podcast. Today's gonna be my episode 93. We're gonna do a TV show this time around, Outlast the Jungle. It's on Netflix. This is actually their third series or their third run through. They've done Alaska. They've done another kind of wilderness in the not the jungle, but like the woods, if anything. And then this one is in the jungle of Panama. Now, this starts off with I think about 16 individuals to start. They all have different backgrounds. Some of them are like they work on farms. Some of them are alligator wrestlers. Some of them are like outdoorsmen. Some of them are really good at making bows, primitive weapons, and stuff like that. So everybody kind of has different criteria, different things that they've learned before they got here. Um, and like the first mission, how it starts, they drop three different things into the wilderness or the jungle, rather. And one of them is hunting material, one of them is fire material, the other one is housing material. And right away, they say once it's dropped, run, and people start running to the three different objects. I think it's like five, and six. And once that goes to six, someone gets eliminated like right away. So someone had to go right away. Um, and it's just a crazy dynamic of a show. I don't remember if the other ones were similar to that, how they started off right away, pushing people, to run for the items. But pretty much, you had Team Alpha, Team Bravo, Team Charlie. Alpha was hunting, Bravo was fire, and then Charlie was like housing or tarps to cover yourself. Now, they do missions kind of like all the other reality shows. And people have to either tap out by shooting a flare or if they get injured or something to that effect. You did have, like, again, individuals getting into some crazy stuff. They have to hunt, live off the land. Um, Sometimes people can't get fire right away. Sometimes they can get protection or some type of home enclosure or livable enclosure. And honestly, I couldn't do it. I love watching shows like this, Survivor, Outlast, stuff like that. Real world and everything, kind of like reality shows, but this one takes a little bit farther. Naked and Afraid, also I watched that. So this one's pretty crazy. It's a little bit different. But it's still a great show. Shows you honestly how people will react when they don't have something, when they're starving, when they're cold, when they're hungry. Um, Somewhere they can't lay their head down at night. It just shows you that people can flip on a dime. Now, some individuals through this show ended up passing out. They knew that they weren't doing well, so they tapped out. One individual actually passed out, landed in the fire, and burned himself really severely. I saw it looked like the skin was peeling off of his body. Don't know how long he was in the fire. They didn't show that part, but they did show the scars and his skin kind of like peeling off. So that was pretty crazy. Um, and it just shows you how, again, people will treat people differently for money. You had Bravo pretty much say that they were going to be sticking with each other. And when the time came, they voted each other off so fast it wasn't even funny to get materials that they needed to get to the final. Charlie was also really nasty to the ladies. They had three guys on the show or three guys on their team, and two girls, and they pretty much didn't do anything. The guys were lazy as shit. For at least from what they showed on TV, the girls built the shelter. The girls started the fire or started the materials to try to make the fire. They started collecting coconuts. They started doing all type of shit while the guys were just chilling most of the time. Like, yes, most of the guys helped, but not all of them. One dude just slept. Wes slept the entire time. Um, it's just crazy. And then they blame the girls. Like once the girl started complaining or she started arguing back with the guys kind of like double or triple teamed her and voted the girls out one by one. At one point, Leah actually leaves Teams Charlie and goes to Team Alpha by stealing one of the kayaks they had. So it was pretty crazy dynamic. It again, the main thing about this show is shows you what people would do with their last resort. They will lie, they'll cheat, they'll steal, they'll you just pretty much see the other side of the coin or people being toothpaste to each other. There was a point where they sent, I think, six people, so two from each team, to a flare. And during that flare, they had a Team Delta that 5 of those individuals could have stayed on there, but it had everything. It had food, it had water, it had bow and arrows, it had fire, it had shelter, but there were 6 that went, only 5 could stay. They decided to say no, they decided to work together, everybody got a piece of the pie from the materials they had, but then what happens? They decide not to the following day, and then later on, that comes back to haunt 2 of the teams. They don't have fire, they don't have bow and arrows, but if they would've shared with each other beforehand, they would've been fine. Now, I know it's called Outlast, so they didn't wanna help out their opponent, but Bravo ends up losing this because they ended up voting out their team. Charlie ends up losing because they weren't prepared. They didn't have the right materials. Even though they made a makeshift bow and arrow, they weren't gonna beat the girls. The girls on Team Alpha definitely did their thing. They said this is the first time a all ladies team has won. And yes, they lost people along the way, lost a couple guys there. One guy got voted off. Um, One guy ended up going home because he didn't feel well. He just said he'd rather tap out than him be carried out. So all respect, more than what I would done. Um, Honestly, as bad as it sounds, I think I'd rather be in the cold than be in the heat, being attacked by all those bugs, snakes crawling around. Even though in Alaska they got mooses and bears and shit, I think I'd rather deal with that than deal with bugs crawling all over me. Those individuals, their arms were covered with blisters, their face was covered with blisters, and I'm a germaphobe or a neat freak, so I hate being dirty. Like even when I go to the beach, I'm trying to clean myself off right away with the sand. So I just don't know how it would be on a tropical island in Panama, dealing with those elements, sleeping outside, being attacked by bugs, caterpillars, snakes, spiders. I just don't know if I could deal with that, honestly. And luckily, I don't have to do it. I can watch someone else doing it. But it's a great show. It's a reality TV show. It's called Outlast on Netflix. This is the third time around. And every time they pick different people and every time they pick a different location, I'm hoping that at some point, maybe after they do like 5 or 10 of these shows, because I see them doing more, it's very entertaining. I hope they do like an all-star cast, like maybe some of the craziest people from the other episodes get voted on to the new show and be like Outlast All-Star or some crazy shit like that. Just bring in maybe the most hot-headed people in, or maybe bring the people in that lost at the end that didn't get to win the $1 million. Maybe have them come back to try to redeem themselves. Um, but an all around great show. I give it a 10, honestly. I know that I've been giving 10s a lot on TV shows, but this is a pretty good show. Again, it shows you what people would do when they have nothing left. They would rob, they'll cheat, and they'll steal. They will truly show you their true colors when it comes to money. They'll backstab their best friend. They'll steal from their opponents. They'll steal people's shoes. They try to act like they're your best friend, but they're really not. They're just trying to get one over on you. So again, when it comes to money, people show you their true colors, and this is exactly what that show does. Shows desperation, shows hunger, shows starving, shows money hungry, shows all that. But again, it's on Netflix. This is the third season. This time it's in the jungle in Panama. So yeah, if you guys want to watch it, again, I give it a 10. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great one.